What's going on, everyone? This is Badass Reviewer, and I'm back with another review. This time I'm taking a look at the Avengers Infinite Series Grim Reaper. This is the 3 3/4 inch version of him, which is, I think, the only real toy version of this guy we have. I'm sure there's more, but this, for Hasbro and for any kind of Marvel, related figures, this is probably the only one we're gonna get, because I don't see them making a Legends version of this guy. But I do actually kind of like this guy. He's not a bad figure. I don't really know the character a whole lot. I thought he was in Avengers or Earth's Mightiest Heroes, so I thought he was a pretty cool guy. He seemed more mysterious and angry, but this guy kind of looks like he's happy because he's a psycho murderer or something. But this isn't a bad figure. I kind of like the paint, and I like his little crossbones here. He's got this cool little scythe hand, which we'll get into in a little bit. But he's using a really nice mold. This is the better, average sized hero mold, so articulation's pretty good and not a whole lot of problems with them, so that's nice. He's got a nice head sculpt, nice range of motion. He's got this nice purple cape, so that looks good. Not a bad figure. Probably out of the wave, he's probably my second favorite, just because he was not really crappy. He does have problems though, but we'll get into that here in a minute. But yeah, so detail wise, he's got a nice head sculpt. Nothing really to complain about here. Probably the best 3 3/4 inch head sculpt I've seen. Looks like it's got some nice paint. You can see his teeth, and there's some wrinkles when he smiles and stuff, so that's really cool. Paint shading's pretty nice. It's black with some blue going on in it, and that kind of goes down through the rest of the body. Doesn't really go on in the back, which is kind of unfortunate, but you're not really going to see his backside anyways because he has his cape on, so that's not a big deal to me. But he's got that kind of like how the black suit Spider-Man is, how it's got the blue highlights in it, so that really makes it look cool. He's got this scythe for a hand, which looks cool here. It's got sculpted lines in there with the paint, although the paint looks like it's kind of missing in some spots. And then he's got the the blade end or the business end, I guess. Now this is the problem I have with this guy. They gave him this arm, but it's permanently in this position. You can't swivel the wrist or anything. You can't swivel it or anything, so that way it's you can't put it in any position unless you rotate his arm, but then his arm's backwards, so that doesn't look good. You can't do anything with it. You have to rotate the arm if you want it to do anything. Otherwise, it's just stuck in this permanent fish hook position. He's gonna cut some hay or something or do whatever, but it's really stupid. I really think they could have done a better job with that. It really wouldn't have been hard just to make this a swiveling piece, but I guess not. So that kind of sucks. You can't really pose him too well with it, so that's really the only part that I have a problem with. The rest of him, he's really great, or I think he's okay. I don't think he's great, but as 3 3/4 inch figures go, he's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say about details. There's not a whole lot else to say. So let's go over articulation. His head can go up and down. I believe you can move the head off, so it's just kind of on this ball peg. And you can remove the cape if you wanted to later on. But can rotate 360 degrees and go up and down. He's got ball hinge in the shoulder, so he can rotate 360 degrees, go in and out. Rotates at the bicep. Single jointed elbow, which gets a good 90-degree angle. Rotates at the wrist. Same on this side, but no wrist swivel. He's got this upper diaphragm joint, which is kind of loose on mine, but it's okay. I think it's because of his cape, making him a little back heavy. But he can go back and forth pretty good and rotate side to side. He's also got a waist swivel, which is very nice. considering he doesn't really need it with this thing, but it's still nice to have. His legs can go forward and back, in and out. He's got an upper thigh swivel. He's got double jointed knees. He's got a boot swivel, which is kind of stiff on mine or something. I'm not going to force it, but it can swivel. Probably like stuck in the joint or something, but I'm not going to mess with it. It'll probably break. He's got a foot swivel and the ankle rocker. So lots of articulation. I like this body mold probably the most because you can get some really good figures posing out of it, or like you can get some like if they use this for Spider-Man, which I'm surprised they haven't yet, you can get some good poses with them. And even with this guy, I mean, despite the fact that he's got that really stupid stuck arm, you can like get him in some cool like fighting poses. You just gotta finagle it. You can kind of use his cape as like a thing to help too if you need to, so that's nice. Overall, while I'm not a big fan of 3 3/4 inch figures, I would say he's probably like one of the better ones of the bunch. So I guess if you like the 3 3/4 inch figures, I'd pick this guy up. Or if you want him because he's the only like Hasbro version of this guy, since we're probably not going to get a Legends version, then yeah, I guess pick him up. But that's up to you guys. I personally, I wouldn't have picked him up, but that's just because I'm more of a 6-inch guy. But he's not a bad figure, so go check him out if you want to, or you can just pass him up. That's fine. He's not really hard to find. So, I mean, if you want to go get him, it won't be too hard. You just kind of have to, get there when they stock it, I guess. But anyway, so that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more video reviews and such. So I'll talk to you guys later.